Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here with a fresh dose of shenanigans via World of Warships Legends, right? So, a special thing to note here is pretty much my entire flank has already abandoned me, right? We've got a cruiser that spawned over here on Charlie Cap side, and he is going guns a-blazing right into the middle of the map, I guess? I'm not sure. And then we do get spotted, right? So, when this kind of happens, when you end up sort of short-staffed on your side of the map, I would say, you know, and this can be challenging, right? But the smart thing to do, the good thing to do is, you know, for as far as like if you want to win the game, right, is to still try and play your flank. Just go into it understanding and knowing that you're most likely going to be outnumbered by the enemy team. And so what you would do is sort of prepare yourself ahead of time for being in a defensive sort of mode and or position, right? So we'll take the shot at the Baltimore here. He was trying to angle away from us as we send those AP shells. We do still get a 12,000 damage chunk done out of him. And then we go undetected here. Something else is shooting us back there as well, it seems like, anyway. And then, yeah, we weren't able to get guns loaded on the Navarin battleship. But we do get a couple of torpedo hits on that Baltimore. So he is down 22,000 health points now. But yeah, so basically all I'm doing here is you can see we are in sort of a kiting away position. The Delaware does work decent for kiting away defensively if you need to. The tier 6 and 7, right, like the Nebraska, it doesn't quite work as well because it's got a big fat back end and no turret on the back, right? So you can take quite a bit of damage in that ship. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to continue to push out on the flank, see if we can pick something up. The zone's getting camped. We are spotted. So I'm going to take a guess that there is a destroyer in there that is both capping the zone and spotting us, especially since I don't see the Baltimore or anybody else, right, shooting, right? We don't see any bullets flying over the ridge here. So it may just be me and him at this point, but we're at a little bit of a disadvantage, right, because destroyer is going to probably just remain undetected. But we do get a Wichita to pop up here, and so he's going to try and fire spam us, as you would suspect. And since we know we have a destroyer in the zone here, we're going to let this fire burn just in case we get hit by torpedoes and need to damage con a flood, right? So we'll do the smart thing for once in my life, and we'll continue to sort of kite away. We do still have our battleship that spawned with us, right? I think our cruiser that spawned with us is the one that's already dead, right? But yeah, sure enough, here's torpedoes. Yep, okay, we got lucky there and they died out, right? But I think I had made the mistake of like not kiting away enough, right? I was trying to get guns on the Wichita, right? So, but yeah, so we got a little bit damage done on him as well, and then the Baltimore is back at it. But yeah, like I was saying, like it looked like that cruiser that abandoned us has already died, and then the battleship that spawned with us on this side is hanging way in the background and still at full health, right? So it'd be nice if he could come and share some of the fire that we're taking here, right? But he doesn't. He stays back there. That's fine. We just know what we have to work with here. And so we'll continue along on our sort of defensive kiting away position. We don't really have a choice, right? So if you wanted to go in, but like this is going to be the strategy to get the win out of the match, right? Is to just deal with these guys and tie them up on this side as long as you can. Because if you were to go in and, you know, guns a-blazing and YOLO push into the zone, you'd probably get torpedoed by the destroyer. The cruisers would do their, you know, DPS right to you as well. So you'd go down pretty quickly. And then what happens is all of these guys on the red team from this flank then go and swarm and create a crossfire for your allies over on the ACAP side, right? So there is some strategy to just trying to deal with and tie these guys up as long as you can to leave your other side of your map, you know, be able to do their job over there. And then at some point, if they're successful, they'd be able to come over here and help you. Super frustrating that I didn't get that Baltimore kill, though. All over pens there. Somebody, yeah, the Awami that's been hanging out in the back here, manages to cheese the kill out of him there. But But yeah, so I know like we're just gonna kind of, yeah, he's full health, right? Like just so I'm trying to call out for help from him. But yeah, he wants to stay in the background, and that's fine. But yeah, we're having some success over on the A-cap side, so I'm gonna switch and be a little bit more aggressive here and try and push up. We just have to keep in mind that we need to continue on a sort of zigzag pattern back into the zone. Otherwise, we're probably going to meet a lot of torpedoes from this destroyer, from this enemy destroyer, right? So there was the battleship that was pushing through up the middle here, the Navarin, right? So see if we can get some decent hits on him. Looks like he's eyeing up the Awami right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to shoot at us. But we'll take our shots at him. There's torpedoes from the destroyer going towards the Awami there. So we may be free and clear, at least for a little bit. And yep, the Navarin's still looking in front of him, so I'll take advantage of that, and we'll make our turn here to try and work on this Wichita here, since he's gotten picked up. You get a couple of torpedo hits, so that's awesome there. And then this is why I'm not the greatest player in the world, right? My lack of like patience to get that shot off is why it's why I lose games sometimes, right? So if I would have just waited another second or two to see that he was going to start moving forward, I could have landed some of those hits there. Yeah, since we know we're a little bit free of the destroyer, we're probably moving away from him, right? While damage con the double fire from the Wichita, we are out of heals at this point as well. The challenge here is we're just getting all over pens on this thing, right? So you could make the argument to switch to HE there and see if you get a little bit better luck there, but I like the idea of hopefully getting a Citadel hit and getting rid of him. And then, if we're just going to have a better angle on the Navarin, I was going to go after him, but the Awami gets in with the Flood and the torpedoes, right? So, but yeah, you can see the B zone is getting capped right now still. So I'm going to guess that is was the enemy destroyer, right? So we should be good for now. And we'll just continue to push up on this Wichita, right? This is a little bit of a challenging situation, right? If my team was still losing, we would want to be kind of doing the reverse here, and we would probably prefer to be kiting away. But yeah, we've got a little bit of game momentum going for us here, so we can chase him down. But yeah, he potentially could just continue to fire spam us the whole time while we're chasing him, and then we eventually just die, right? So while we sit here and get over pens on him, right? So we'll continue to push up on him, but this is going to kind of be like, the strategy you've got to take, and it makes for, less exciting games. But if you care a lot about your win percentage, which I typically don't, I don't fuss about it too much. Like, obviously I'd like it if it was better, but this is kind of the strategy you have to take when you know you're going to be outnumbered. So just kind of situational awareness, knowing who is where on the minimap, right? Just paying attention to that. And if you know you're going to be outnumbered, just kind of plan ahead of time to be in defense mode for your flank. And then hopefully your other side, right? The other side of the map can do good for the blue teams, right? If you have that kind of luck. Then once you've tied up the enemies on your end, then eventually the blue team's going to come over and help you out, right? So, and that's kind of what's happening here, right? They're a little late to the party, but they did, if you look at the mini-map, right? They survived over there and are now headed in this direction. But really, reality is we've got 2 ships left here at this point. So at this point, it's kind of just, it's good hunting, right? Just going out, finding the ships and getting rid of them. We'll take the guest shot with the torps. I'll damage con the fire since we're so low on health, right? We're not spotted other than by when that Wichita picked us up, right? So I'm going to make the assumption that the destroyer's not very close to us. And again, like in this situation, right, if he is, it's worth the risk, because if we do die, right, we hopefully have enough blue team left to finish the game and get the win for us. But we'll continue to hunt this Wichita. We know he's close enough that once we get around these rocks here, he's going to get picked up. So we'll get all 3 turrets on target here. You can shoot them right in the butt, right, and try and get penetrations that way when you've got this kind of angling, right? 3 pens there. So almost 10,000 damage just out of that salvo. And then he's like, oh, the overpens didn't hurt as bad. I might as well angle, right? See if we can get him finished here. Overpen, right? Eventually those overpens will kill him. And then, yep, we'll have a, yep, ooh, here we go. Z46 gets himself spotted here. He may just be in YOLO mode. Yeah, he's trying to fire spam us, probably, since he saw the Wichita had the fire on us, and we're going to damage kind that, just because we're so low on health. We'll stay alive as long as we can. We do have an airstrike ready. We'll send that, get it off really quick here, just since we're low on health. Yeah, he's going to pick on us. There's high caliber for us. We'll get in the zone, but it's doubtful that we'll actually be able to cap it, but it's fine. Ooh, we do get almost 2 torpedo hits on him there. He manages to finish us off, but he is super low on health, so he's not going to last long there. Come on, cruisers. 2 cruisers probably in range of being able to shoot him. He needs to be done. Yeah, he's continuing to fire his guns. It's one of those situations, right? I'd probably do the same thing. Get as many, you know you're not going to get the win out of this. Get as many hits as you can to help with like silver and XP at the end of the game, right? Especially if you're working through regular tech tree ships and trying to unlock the next one, right? Just get as many hits as you can. There he goes, finally. Cleveland got him, so we'll take a quick peek at the leaderboard here, and then I'll go through the build, but I think if you guys have been watching my channel, you kind of know what I do with this one, right? So yeah, so even though it seemed kind of like an underwhelming game, and we were in defense mode most of the game, right, we do still end up on the top of the board as far as XP goes. And then yeah, we're plenty past the campaign, at least the time of recording to this ship. But yeah, I do actually pick the AA mod here for slot 1. More traverse speed isn't too big of a deal here, right? Because I'm typically kind of playing at range with this ship. And then propulsion mod for slot 2, concealment for slot 3, and then I do have a legendary and epic booster on slot 4 with, you know, the American aiming system, right? And then Colorado for an inspiration here, and then Jujard for more AP pen multiplier. You typically want to go more damage with your build here, but I kind of mix and match a little bit, right? So, and then yeah, I pick Firefighter there, and then yeah, Agility in New Jersey has this perk for shells that travel further, do more damage. So we pick that one as well. And that's going to be it for our defensive Delaware game for the day, guys. Thanks for watching my video all the way through. If you're still here, I really do appreciate that. Make sure you are following the channel. I try to do a Legends video almost every day. It's kind of my routine. So if you are following, we'll see you guys tomorrow. I do occasionally live stream as well. I don't have a set schedule. It's usually evenings. And so if you're interested in that, make sure you hit the bell, get notifications for the channel. That way, if we go live, you'll be able to see it. Typically a relaxed environment there, and try to take, you know, suggestions for what ships to play and what builds I'm doing and stuff like that. So, yeah, a little bit just having fun with the game instead of being serious for once, right? So, but yeah, thanks again. And yeah, if you're following, we'll see you guys tomorrow.